I'm Christopher Zweig, and today on CJ at the Movies, I review the animated DC League of Super Pets with the voices of Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, Zoey Deutch, and the social satire Not Okay, and I must distinguish on which documentary is the better one to see in theaters, My Old School or Fire of Love. Let's take a look. Our first movie is the DC League of Super Pets, the first animated feature since Moana to feature the voice of Dwayne Johnson, this time as Krypto, the beloved canine pet of Superman, and while its animation is kind of blandish, it still does have an attitude and some good laughs that makes it fun. His owner then gets taken by an evil guinea pig with the voice of Kate McKinnon, who was a former test animal for Lex Luthor, and now she holds an orange crystal that gives her superpowers. She renders Krypto powerless, but the crystal she holds also gives a few other animals some special powers. Kevin Hart voices Ace, a boxer who's now indestructible. Natasha Lyonne is an old turtle who's now super fast. Diego Luna is a squirrel who can now shoot electricity, and Vanessa Bayer is a pot-bellied pig who can now grow and shrink. Krypto needs their help, even if it's not always easy.
You know what they say about dogs, don't you?
Never feed us chocolate.
We love unconditionally.
In their fifth movie together, Johnson and Hart both have chemistry on par with Central Intelligence and Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. And it's not just them, but also with a star-studded voice cast, a few censors because the turtle likes to curse like Alan Arkin in Little Miss Sunshine, and its DC entertainment value, DC League of Super Pets is fun for kids and adults on different terms, so check it out. Our next movie is Not Okay, a made-for-Hulu social comedy that represents the consequences of lying about being a bomb victim for social media fame. Zoey Deutch stars as a young loner who desperately needs friends and Instagram followers, and that's why she lies about going on a trip to Paris. The next day, however, she receives a number of messages because that country was just under attack. So with all the publicity and comments, she decides to keep the lie going and meets a real victim whose sister was killed during a previous attack. She's played by Mia Isaac in a better and more effective role than in Don't Make Me Go.
Cool. I'm a writer too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I actually have this article due right now for the magazine that I'm working at, and I feel really stuck. I don't know if you could give me any tips, or...
It's about what happened?
And I brought my laptop. I don't know, we could hole up at one of those little writery cafes. You could be my coach.
Sure.
And eventually, when she admits her lies, she's declared a public disgrace. I didn't see Not Okay as a comedy in terms of some of its mean humor, but I did see it for its message about lying about being a part of some tragic events. Bomb attacks are no laughing matter, and the movie uses the right emotions and actors, particularly Deutch and Isaac, to clarify that. This is an impressive directorial debut for actress Quinn Shepard, who is 3 years younger than me, but still knows what she's getting herself into. And I must make a quick distinction on which is the better documentary to see in theaters. My Old School features Alan Cumming lip-syncing the recordings of Brandon Lee, who was a man in his 30s posing as a school pupil in Glasgow, Scotland. The story is interesting, but it has to be supported by animated sequences, which aren't all that attractive. In fact, they're quite distracting from what could have been a provocative doc.
Human beings, but to me they were just a means to an end. There was no crime committed, technically.
Was it morally acceptable?
So the better doc to see in theaters is Fire of Love, which was about Kasia and Maurice Croft, the volcanologist couple who risked their lives to capture glorious shots of volcanoes erupting. It was narrated by Miranda July, who informed the audience that they would soon be dead on one of their adventures, but they left behind a number of images, movies, and questions.
For Katya and Maurice, the unknown is not something to be feared. It is something to go toward.
Moi, j'aime bien qu'il marche devant moi. Je me dis, s'il va se tuer, je préfère être avec lui, donc.
Fire of Love not only has an explosive title, but the movie is explosive in the ways it tells a true story about how these two people fell in love with these forces of nature and how they weren't afraid to take these kind of risks. It's about adventure, friendship, and images, and it all looks and feels riveting. So while My Old School gets thumbs down, Fire of Love gets thumbs up. To recap the new movies, thumbs up for DC League of Super Pets with Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart forming a dynamic duo once again. Thumbs up for the social satire Not Okay, which represents the consequences of lying about being a bomb victim for social media attention. Thumbs down for the documentary My Old School, with its interesting story being distracted by its weak animation segments. And finally, thumbs way up for the volcano doc Fire of Love, which is about people, volcanoes, and their adventures during the eruptions. I'll be back in a moment to review Vengeance and Resurrection. Until then, I'm Christopher Zweig. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the movies. For more amazing content, please like and subscribe to my channels. You can also read my reviews at cjatthemovies.com and download the new HD Radio app.